Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques.
Oh.
Jacques.
Oh.
What's up, folks? What is going on? What is happening out there? Everybody out there, man, in the chat, everybody checking us out on Bleacher Report. If you're watching on any other outlet, just know, again, this isn't a live show there, but it's live here on Bleacher Report. What's up, folks? What up, Jacques? What's good with you, bro?
I can't call it, man. Same old, living the dream, man. You know how it is, dog.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, what about you?
Man, maintaining, bro. Maintaining, dude. Just another blessed day and, ready to talk about these Titans, man. Excited to kind of look at this team and and we definitely can go for that for sure.
Man, most definitely.
Yes, sir.
Most definitely, brother. So let's just hop right into it, man. Today's topic, well, one of today's topics is off-season trades, right? And we know that everything has died down from the draft to free agency to some trades. There's one particular player on the team that's been getting a lot of buzz. I would say it dates back to last year of being traded or on the trading block. There was one team that wanted him. And of course, the Titans didn't pull the trigger on him. Now, we know this year is going to be one of his biggest years where he needs to show out and he needs to show up as soon as possible. If not, it can go either way. All right.
Yeah.
That is Treylon Burks. Should the Titans trade Treylon Burks, man? Should they inquire or just pull the trigger on that? What's your thoughts?
Jacques, dude, that's a great question, bro. That's a great question. Did you see the picture here with Treylon Burks? That's D-Hop talking to him. You know what I'm saying? D-Hop is definitely taking up for Treylon Burks. Like, in the media, Treylon Burks is, getting kind of knocked down a bit just based upon, his history, injury history, him being in shape, a lot of things. Plus, you added Calvin Ridley and you've added Tyler Boyd. So, of course, that's going to be out there, right? Especially when we, traded for Tyler Boyd. Of course, that pushes Treylon Burks down on the depth chart because last year Tyler Boyd was the best slot receiver in the league. And you would think right now with Calvin Ridley and D-Hop, Treylon Burks would be receiver 3. Now he's wide receiver number 4. So the question is, like you said, Jacques, should we trade him? I know a lot of folks out there say we should. I think we should try to hold on to him for this year. This is why I say this. One, you drafted him, okay? You drafted him as a first-round pick. You're not going to get a first-round pick for Treylon Burks, right? If you trade him maybe 4th, at best, maybe, probably 5th. So in actuality, you're looking at it as a loss. Now, I know it wasn't their draft pick, but from a team's capital standpoint, it would be a loss. So you take this year, they're not giving him his 5-year extension. They're not doing that. But I would say, if anything, man, use this as a prove year for him, right? For himself and for his career, because he knows this is the most pivotal year of his career. So he could look at this like, man, this is going to be a great opportunity. I don't have a lot of pressure on me to be a receiver 1 or 2. I could be receiver 4 and show out. And injuries are going to happen. So that's going to move him up in the depth chart. If anything, keeping Treylon Burks makes us better. It makes us better have him as a 4th receiver. That really makes our receiving core good, right? We're not in any urgency to trade him because I don't think we would get the same value as we had on his draft pick as a first-round pick. I'm going against the norm, in my opinion, with what everybody is at least saying now. I'm keeping Treylon Burks, man. Treylon Burks should be with the Tennessee Titans for the year 2024, bro. That's at least for me, man. What about you, Jacques?
Man, I've been a component of Treylon coming out of college. I've seen what he can do in college. You just need to get with the right system to bring that particular skill set out of you, right? But again, I understand the situation that he was tossed in, especially with him. He's always going to forever be tied to the hip to the trade, the A.J. Brown trade. That's just what it is, okay? We got to live with it. It was a bad decision. It was one of the worst decisions I think I've ever seen any leadership make in any industry, right? That was stupid.
Facts, no paper.
But I get it from Treylon's standpoint. Like you said, you brought in Tyler Boyd, you brought in Calvin Ridley. So that really tells me, hey, what do you really think about me, right? But the advantage that Treylon has, he can learn from these guys. He can learn from Trey. He can learn from Tyler. He can learn from Calvin. He's already learning from D-Hop to get in there. He has no big pressure on him, right? I'm with you. I don't think we should trade him at all. I think we should keep him because it's hard to come to get 4 legitimate skill sets of different receivers. We have different skill sets of different type of receivers on our team. This has never happened under any Titans regime ever, okay? I don't even think this happened under the Oilers regime. We have a possession receiver. We have a speed receiver. We have a physical receiver in Treylon, who he's still big. He's real big, like real just heavy, but he still poses that physical ability to get the 50-50 ball, right, to do certain things. And Tyler Boyd, who is also a possession receiver. So, no, keep him. If you have him, keep him. Do not trade your talent away that you have. I know there's that, but he's the fourth. He'll be the fourth person on the depth chart. It's really actually pretty cool because we have D-Hop, Calvin, Tyler, Treylon, right? Nick Akina Westbrook. And then you have that sixth spot who you can let the lower tier receivers battle it out for it. If you want to keep 7, you have that option. But like you said, injuries are going to happen. They're going to happen, right? It's going to happen. We don't know who's going to get injured, but it's going to happen. So, yes, keep him. Do not get rid of him. Sure. I've been a component of keeping him. I'm going to be honest with you, Treylon, if you're watching the show, bro, I got you back, man. I got you back. I haven't lost faith in you. I still think you have a good talented skill set that you can contribute to this team. Maybe not in the top 3 slot that we have, right? The X, Y, Z, and all. But in the 4th role and eventually in the future, you can contribute. That's my thoughts.
Gotcha, dude. Gotcha. And we got a lot of folks in the comment section, man. Many of you are saying to keep them. King Cooper saying keep them. Ninja 9, hey, we see that as well too. Let's see here. Yeah, Robert, we see you as well too, man. A lot of you are saying to keep Treylon. So, man, hey, you all feel us on that as well too. Shout out to everybody that's watching our show. So Jacques, speaking of trades, man, and we got the poll question out there, by the way, too, man. So check the poll out, man, and to let us know what you think as far as us keeping Treylon Burks. And we got another poll question coming out on this one. So looking at our roster right now, Jacques, most people are saying, if we traded anybody, it'd be Treylon Burks. But we were not a playoff team, and we haven't been in 2 years. Meaning, to me, all deals are on the table, right? Everything's on the table. Should the Titans trade anyone else or have a thought of trading anyone else on our current roster? And if so, for what?
I'm going to be honest with you, no. And the reason why I say no is you have a good foundation now from a roster perspective. You still need to add things, and I'll get to that in a minute. But for what we have, grow with it, right? Grow with it. Grow with what you have. I know people will say Harold Landry's contract is this, but still, we haven't seen Harold Landry in this new defense. We have a whole new overhaul, a whole new system that I would love to kind of see everybody cook. No pun intended for Rand, but cook, like literally. And then the people that I can think of, you'll get value. Say if we hypothetically wanted to trade somebody, you'll get more value in Harold Landry than you would Kyle Phillips, right? Yeah. Kyle Phillips, but you're not going to really get no value on him. Maybe if a team falls in love with him from a 7th round perspective, like the Rams or somebody, they can go and kind of get in their system and become work his way up in a slot perspective. But we don't know. But in my opinion, no. Now, let me add to this question. I will sign a free agent, Justin Simmons. I would definitely entertain him from a defensive perspective because I still think our safeties are not the strongest position on the defense. So if I was to look for a trade, not per se trading for a safety because there's a lot of young safeties out there that you have to give up a hell of a lot to get them. But from a free agent's perspective, I would sign Justin Simmons. That's just in my opinion. What about you, Hawk?
So as far as trade value, and we got the poll question out there as well too, as far as who should the Titans consider trading, whether it be Harold Landry, maybe Nicholas Petit-Ferrer, Kyle Phillips, or nobody. I actually think, man, it depends on 2 players. It depends on the rookie Jaquan Jackson from Tulane, and it depends on Kearis Jackson, the player from that we had last year out of the University of Georgia. Can these guys return kicks, right? Can they be a kickoff or punt returner? Are we trusting these guys, right? I think that's why we drafted Jackson from Tulane, to maximize those options. If they pan out, I could see us trading Kyle Phillips. I could. I know folks might think that there might not be a lot of value in Kyle Phillips. Kyle Phillips could show them some tape of him as a receiver. Maybe his kickoff punt return, not so much. Kyle Phillips' issue is that he can't stay healthy, at the end of the day. And I'm hoping he's getting strong and stronger as we speak here. But I think of a player, I think our team is what it is. I don't think we would get a lot of trade value out of a lot of these players. I know you brought up Harold Landry. Based on his contract, as far as much as he's making, I could see that being a scenario. But again, will somebody pick up that $14 to $15 million? Probably not. So I think if there was a player, it would be Kyle Phillips. But what would you get back for him? He was a 6th-round pick. That's probably all you would get for him right now. So you might as well just roll with everybody, man. Just say, hey, this is for everybody, you all need to step it up. If anything, again, adding a free agent, like you stated, yeah, that's the way to go. But from a trade standpoint, I think we're set. On the players we have now, if we wanted to, we would get something later, not now. We need now, right? We would trade him for like a 6th-round pick for next year. No, we need everybody ready to go right now. Financially, everybody is set on their contract. No one's so much overpaid. We're set. Get these players in, and let's get it rocking, man. So keep them all, bro. Keep them all.
I agree. Yep. And even with Landry's coming off an injury. He was injured the season before. He's going to come back. He's going to come back stronger this year, in my opinion. So, Hawk, I want to switch gears and just kind of get into some of the things we're looking at camp. And we did, they're posting the videos and everything of mini camp and now rookie mini camp. And now their veterans and rookies are here this week. So looking at J.C. Latham, man, and him with Big Bertha, and if anybody don't know who Big Bertha is, he's the sled that Coach Callahan has coached many great offensive linemen on. With what you're hearing from in the media itself, what you're hearing and what you're seeing, do you think that J.C. Latham at the end of the season will make the all-rookie team? And I know it's early, but what do you think?
Yeah. So based on what I've seen so far, to your point, it's early when he got to, go up against guys like Will Anderson and those guys, coming to town, even the rookie Latham that's playing for the Colts. We'll see what happens, right? But for what I've seen right now, all indications shows that he will be an all-pro, not all-pro, but he'll be on the all-rookie team for sure. This guy here, Big Bertha, is a 380-pound dummy. I've never heard that before, okay? In my plenty of football days, I went up against many of those, especially at times when I was like playing tight end or even as a receiver trying to block or even as a DB trying to get off a receiver, right? 380 pounds, the normal sled is heavy enough. This guy continues to get better. Even every time I'm seeing him on video, every practice he's getting better. And then I heard Coach Mack, shout out to Coach Mack, talk about J.C. Latham to say, this guy is not only getting better, it means something to him. You can tell if he's not doing something right, he wants to do better. And he's a humongous human being, okay? And his position could highlight huge. If we show any improvement on the offensive line and he's the reason being, he will absolutely make the all-rookie team. That alone will help him, right? Just showing improvement. And I know we'll show improvement just on him alone, even if it's 2 or 3 steps up, right? This guy here, J.C. Latham, for what I've seen so far, man, he has it. It's a dog he has. And I think we're really lucky to have him. Joe Alden's going to be a great lineman for the Chargers. But we got J.C. Latham, man. We're going to rock and roll. I do think J.C. Latham will make it as an all-rookie offensive lineman. Whether it be him or them both, he'll make one of those bookend tackles, in my opinion, man. What about you, bro?
Man, first of all, the bar is set super low for him. So anything he comes in and does, man, it's gonna be glaring. From like you said, from what I've seen, from what I've heard, he's a football guy. He wants to improve. He got better each time, and I think he's coachable. I think that's the biggest thing that I've noticed. I was like, he's very coachable. You tell him to do something, position his hands this way, he'll do it. He'll figure it out, right? And just from the improvement from what we had to deal with, from Andre Dillon to Isaiah Wilson to the many odds and ends of left tackles that we've had in the past 2 to 3 years, he's already an improvement, right? And so yes, I think he will make the all-rookie team as a rookie. And again, like you said, he has some stiff competition that he has to go against, but that always makes you better. Iron sharpens iron, right? And again, mistakes will be had, but at the same time, he will be your left tackle, and he will be out there. And I do believe, yes, most definitely.
Yeah. Agreed, man. Agreed. So, Jacques, I have another question for you too, man. So, to your point earlier, we can only go off what we see on outlets, right? As far as videos, pictures, even on Titans radio. Yes, we live in Nashville, born and raised, so we hear it all, we see it all. We've been blessed to be a part of many things that the Titans have had. So what you've seen so far, who you've been the most impressed with in camp right now, man? Just a very early in camp, no pads on, nothing. Just right now, who do you think has been the most impressive?
Man, I like Calvin Ridley, man. First of all, his burst is amazing. I'm in just how fast he is. Again, we've seen it, but we haven't seen it, if that makes sense. Man, his first steps, man, is off the chain. And just him trying to build that chemistry with Will Levis is really important. But he's really impressed me. But I'm going to tell you overall what's impressed me is the preparation going into camp from a coaching perspective. When I look at how things are done differently now, I'm looking at different drills, how they're stretching. I'm paying attention to the little things of how the team is really dramatically changed, how they're coaching. Looking at the offensive line and looking at Bill Callahan to see how he's coaching up the offensive line. I said, this looks different. It looks different. It sounds different. Everybody looks focused. The look is just different. And I guess it's hard to explain, but if you understand what I'm saying, like even they were doing a different type of style of stretch, and I said, I've never seen a type of stretch like that. That's unique, right? And just different things. But those are the two things that have impressed me so far. It's just Calvin Ridley, and then just looking at the overall preparation from with what they've been able to do from a coaching perspective and an organizational perspective, just trying to change the culture and just propel us into 2024. Go ahead. What about you, Al?
Facts, no paper, Jacques. Man, I would say Calvin Ridley myself, man, but I'm gonna look at this guy right here, man, that I've seen so far is Will Levis, man. Okay. From what I've seen so far for Will Levis, even Coach Callahan even said, it's like, man, dude, this guy here can do something, man. I mean, he said that like right off hand. It's kind of like, man, I see it. Callahan being an offensive guy, he's been around football his entire life. He knows what's good. He has had Joe Burrow. He knows what it is, right? He sees that, right? He sees that he has a quarterback that he can work with. And that's in anything in life. If you have something that's, still rough around the edges and things, but as a leader, you can work with that person because they have the ability, that's exciting, right? Sometimes that's more exciting than having somebody that's already set in their ways and set for who they are, or somebody that don't have it at all. Will Levis has it. So I have been very impressed with seeing what Will Levis is doing. He's throwing the ball very quickly. He's getting the ball to the receivers. Many of them catches that Calvin Ridley is having. Will Levis is throwing them that football. They're building their continuity. D-Hop already has that relationship with Will Levis. And now you're adding other pieces to it where he's not having his eyes completely focused on D-Hop. I see that so far in practice, so far with Will Levis. I see a young guy that's wanting to get better. He's wanting to do well. He understands this. Will Levis understands to say, listen, man, if the offensive line blocks in front of me, I have weapons on the outside. It's on me, man. It's on number 8, bro. And so Will Levis is going to have to take the franchise this way, man, if we're going to win a lot of football games, if we block. I think first it starts with our O-line, okay? Then that allows Will Levis to do his part to say, hey, bro, we're blocking. People are getting open. What are you going to do about it? And so far over these first few days, I like what I see out of number 8. So Will Levis is who I've been the most impressed with so far at camp. So we got that poll question out there, by the way, too, y'all. So y'all can answer that as well. So, Jacques, let's get to our favorite part of the show, man. Hey, shout out to you, Cole. Hey, Awuzie has been looking good out there, too, man. I've seen that as far as the corner as well. So our favorite part of the show, man, is the live chop up. For those that's the first time watching us, man, we're going to give you all an opportunity to throw some questions out there, man. Throw your questions out there. We're going to answer. We're going to fire off some answers, man. We're going to post your question up, and we're going to go from there, man. So let's see what we got.
Let's see. I know there's a debate about if he's going to be right tackle or left tackle. That's fine.
Yeah. Thanks for the comment, Cole, about my JJ707 about my throwback jersey, man. It's a customized jersey with my name on the back. This was my old college football number, man. So I had to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Levis would be injured by week 3. But y'all funny. Y'all funny.
Yeah. So yeah, throw your questions out there, y'all, and we'll answer those.
Did you hear about Travar Sweat, T Sweat, where he Coach Callahan said that he was rehabbing? He was rehabbing yesterday.
No, I did not. About
I've seen that, but I don't know what the validity is on that. But It was just interesting. Marcus May, he's familiar with our defensive coordinator, so I definitely wouldn't mind bringing him in or Justin Simmons. So yes, I would really, really, really love to bring in a safety. That's my wish.
Yeah,
that's my wish.
Marcus May I think we could work a deal for Marcus May. I don't think he
Yes.
won't be as expensive as Justin
Right.
Simmons, nor is he as good as Justin Simmons, but he's better than any safety we have on our football team. So it comes down to money at the time. So yep.
This is a great question. This is a great question. Harrison, where did I lose it? Was it Harrison Laraj 17? Who is the best quarterback comparison for Levis in y'all's opinion? That is a hell of a question. Who would you compare Will Levis to? Who is your comparison?
Man, I would say, man, I don't think he's as good as this quarterback, but he kind of reminds me of him a little bit on how he throws. Not so much run, is Justin Herbert. I think he's kind of in that mode where he's a gunslinger. He's got a strong arm. He's got good height. He looks to throw the ball deep. Those are things that Justin Herbert does. Now, he doesn't run like Herbert, so that's probably Josh Allen. So he's a mix of Justin Herbert, Josh Allen. So Justin Allen or Josh Herbert. That's what I'm saying. What about you, Jacques?
I'm going right now. Poor man's Josh Allen because of the physical traits, the arm ability. He just needs to be fine-tuned. Once he's fine-tuned, hopefully he can transcend Josh Allen because, granted, I like Josh Allen, but to me, he hasn't propelled himself in the Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes conversation. You got to go to Super Bowl, man. They've been to a Super Bowl. If I'm going to put you up there, you got to get up there, right? So that's my comparison is Josh Allen. A poor man's Josh Allen for right now until he this year really proves to me that we can get it cracking. So
I'll add to that real quick, Jacques.
No, go ahead.
I'll be honest. I think Will Levis at the end of the day is really his own dude because
I
don't see any quarterback as crazy as Will Levis, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He'll run, he'll try to run. I'm like we always say, Jacques, hey, Will Levis, relax, bro. Relax.
Man, y'all bringing in questions fast. Okay, hold on. So I want to get to the thoughts on the Texans trying to take back the throwback Oilers uniform. So we had a show on this. We had an entire show on YouTube about this. Yep. And we are not in agreements with it. It's our uniforms, and any Texan fan can debate or whatnot. I had a debate with a lot of my partners about this. Well, technically, they're in Houston. No. We were the Houston Oilers. We transitioned to the Tennessee Oilers, right? Me and Hawk are born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee. If y'all don't know, this is our home. I'm from North Nashville. He's from South Nashville. We were here when the Titans were in Memphis, and then they ultimately moved to Nashville. They were the Tennessee Oilers, played at the Vanderbilt Stadium. We were here from the freaking beginning. We seen these. What he got on is what is ours. Houston Texans can't not continue to say, well, they're our jerseys. They're our jerseys. Yeah, y'all played in Houston, but y'all ultimately let the team go. So, no, there are throwbacks. There are jerseys, and that's just that. How do you feel about that, Hawk?
So, for those that have watched this on YouTube, yes, we have a whole show about it. So, my thought was this. The Houston Rockets were originally the San Diego Rockets, right? That was their team before. So should San Diego, residents be upset to Houston? And I'm sure Houston be like, oh, man, this is the Rockets. We the Rockets. Hey, that happens, right? That for some reason, Houston, more than any team or city, has more problems with that more than any other organization out there, man. Look, the Montreal Expos are now the Washington Nationals. You don't hear folks from Montreal getting pissed off at DC folks, right? It's them for some reason. Maybe it's just the color that, right. It's Baltimore and the Colts. Exactly. Baltimore, the Colts, the Ravens and the Browns. I mean, I go all day. The Lakers, there's not a lake in LA. Nope. Hey, who's been to LA? There's no lake in LA. There's a lot of lakes in Minneapolis. As to where the Lakers started, right? Yep. You don't hear people, the T-Wolves fans pissed at the Lakers, right? So, phooey.
Yeah. They again, it's gonna be an argument for your ages, but now we got it. Y'all can't have it. Get your own uniforms. Stop living in our shadow. Go do your own thing.
Facts.
The next question is, how do you feel about the running back tandem? I feel like everyone's sleeping on Pollard and Spears. Man, I'm gonna tell you what I like about them. Their ability to catch out the backfield, so you can use them as extra receivers. I love it. I love the tandem. You ain't putting the pressure on one person to be the main back. You can use them in tandem. How do you feel about that, Hawk?
Yeah, I totally agree, man. And I've seen some videos even yesterday of Tajay Spears. Y'all ever seen his new number? He used to wear my old 32. He wears number 2 now. I think people know a bit about, they don't know about Spears, man. I think Spears is gonna really surprise folks, man. Towards the end of the season, I mean, you clearly see it. Like Spears is gonna be, he's gonna be, and Tony Pollard, coming off an injury last year was decent. But they might know a little bit about Pollard. They know nothing about Tyjae Spears. They might be like, "Who's number 2? I've never seen him before." Watch Spears, dude.
Yep. Sean F92 says, "What is your favorite offseason move so far?" What's your favorite offseason move?
Dude, I like the Tyler Boyd pickup, man. I know folks will, speak on a lot of things or whatever. I knew eventually we would sign a receiver or something. The Tyler Boyd, that was low key, man. That was under the radar. Like, hey, man, let me go ahead and grab Tyler Boyd real quick, the number 1 slot receiver in the league. Let's go and do that. When all these other players have been picked up, let's go and pick up Tyler Boyd. I like the Tyler Boyd pick because now you've gone from 2 receivers to 3 receivers. You got a guy that knows about Callahan's offense, right? He's coming back, from Cincinnati to Nashville. You got a guy that's dependable. Tyler Boyd's been dependable his entire career. The slot spot is where he's at. He's been used to that. He's had other receivers, of course, around him with T. Higgins and also with Jamar Chase. I like the Tyler Boyd pickup, man. I like the Tyler Boyd pickup. What about you, dude?
I like the Ladarius Sneed trade. For what we got for him, he's not the highest paid corner. You got your shutdown corner. Like, literally, we haven't had one maybe since Samari, right? We finally got a legit number 1 corner that can shadow, that can run with the number 1 receivers, and he's proven. And you got him for a nice deal, and you got him for 4 years. That was my favorite pickup. That, to me, that's what started all this. It started the offseason. I was like, oh, man, we got – and we DBs by heart, man. So I'm a little biased because I'm like, man, I love it. But, man, that's my favorite move, man. So
Facts.
Let's go. Where do you think we will fall in the division? What do you think we'll fall in the division?
We're not finishing number 1. So I think Houston has that on lock. I think it'll be between us and the Jags. I had the Jags. Right now, it's early. Let's see when preseason comes. Right now, I'm saying 3 right now, y'all. I'm saying number 3 right now. I don't know about you, Job. That's kind of where I'm seeing it right now. What about you, man?
I'm going number 2. Again, I'm not sold on the Jags, man. And it's not me just hating on the quote-unquote Jags. It's just I'm not sold on them, man. I just think that the Titans, once we figure it out, we're going to be up there with Houston. Right now, Houston, they're doing their thing, right? But I just feel like the Titans, once we put everything together, we can outpace the Jags, right? We have a better – to me, and everybody can debate me on this, the Titans have the best wide receiver room in the AFC South. Tell me I'm lying. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Tell me I'm lying. On paper, we have the best wide receiver room in the South.
Yeah.
One of the best secondaries in the South. I'm just saying, if you put comparison, only thing is the quarterbacks. It's like, okay, well, Trevor Lawrence, you've had your time to get the Jags to where they need to go. But I feel like Will Levis is about to outleap you. I'm just saying. So I say 2, man. That's just me. JJ707, I know that you had this original comment up. Would you rather have Levis or Josh Allen? Who would you rather have?
I'd rather have Josh Allen. Will Levis has a lot to prove. So he's, Josh Allen's probably number 3 in the league as far as a quarterback. So I'd rather have Josh Allen's a hell of a QB. You know what I'm saying? So Will Levis has a lot. He still has a lot to prove here. You know what I mean? Does he have ability? Yes. But it's a lot of people that have ability. You got to prove it. You know what I mean? You could be the smartest person in the room and not talk to nobody. Then you're just a smart, dumb person. You know what I mean? So to me, it's really about proving yourself. So yeah, I mean, I'd rather have Josh. He's paid a high amount for a reason. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'd rather have Josh Allen. What about you?
Josh, he's proven. I mean, the boy that went to 2 AFC championships or 1 or 2. I mean, he's been there. He's proven. Like you said, Will has to prove it this year, right? He has to. He has the potential, but we need you to start winning games. I would rather have Josh Allen. The next question is,
I'm gonna add something to that too, Jacques.
Go ahead.
I know folks are, very, and I understand, very high, even very low Will Levis. He's got to prove it. Like, this is a big year for him. You know what I'm saying? To know the future of this franchise is based on number 8. Mm-hmm. If we see him progressing, you keep going. If he's digressing, we got questions. We got questions about our future. So he's got to prove. He's got to stay healthy, and he's got to prove it, man.
Yep. I think that's his biggest thing, like calming down and not getting yourself hurt, because you got to put us in a situation. But Dante Blackwell asks, what position will the Titans draft next year in the first round? Hawk, what do you think from what you're seeing right now? Just a quick answer.
Yeah. I'm gonna say wide receiver. I know we have receivers, but D Hop and Calvin Ridley getting older, right? And outside of that, Treylon Burks, I don't know his future. Tyler Boyd's getting older. We need a young bull out there. You know what I'm saying? We need a guy that's gonna go in there. I'm saying wide receiver for sure for me. I think it receiver. What about you, man?
Same wide receiver. Same thing. Wide receiver. It just better not be no tackle. Better not be no left, right. Better not be none of that. But
yeah,
I would say receiver because of the age dip. We got the best on paper, but almost one of the oldest on paper as well. So wide receiver, you have to get younger faster. That's the thing.
Facts. We'll go with one more question, y'all.
BK Kid asks, we've been the most injured team, I think, 2 years running, or at least close. How do we stay healthy? Well, Hawk, you want to take this and then I'll take it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you all have seen, videos even on Twitter about the new trainers that they have this year, where they're really focusing in on core muscles, core, so core injuries don't happen often. Jacques, I'm gonna give you big time credit here, huge credit. Jacques has always stated that he felt the Titans being a physical football team was hurting us. And it's so true, dude. Like in practice, in games, we were beating each other up for the most part, right? I think our team now is it's not a thing. I know for a fact we're not going to be a big bruising team like we've had in the past. We don't even have the roster to do that, right? So I think really focusing in on that would be huge. And the fact that you got a whole new staff, a whole new training staff. So, the last 2 years we've had the same people. So we only can get better, hopefully. So I think we can stay more healthier really based upon, focusing in on more training on core muscles, being able to, have it where we're not so much a bruising team throughout the year, even in practice. The way you practice is how you play, and that's how we played. And it has not been winning football. So, I think just kind of pushing off the pedal a little bit will help us moving forward, man. At least physically, it should help us. What about you, Jacques?
Man, I agree. And they have brought in, and I know people are debatable about this, but analytics, right? They have brought in an analytics team to come in and say, hey, what was our biggest pain point? Like you said, BK, like you said, Hawk, injuries. How do we fix the biggest pain point that we've had? Well, nutrition, right? One player on our team that really never got hurt, I've never seen him on the injury report, was Byard. And if he was on the injury report, it was because he was getting rest. Byard's strategy on approaching his body was eating different, eating healthy, sleep, rest and recovery. He took that stuff seriously, is where he was always available, right? And I feel like you said, a new coaching staff, a new staff in general when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to health, when it comes to stretching. Like even they stretch different now, right? Ways that you stretch, if you play ball, if you don't stretch properly, what happens? Injuries occur, right? Now we can't always help the one-offs that can happen, but you never see the Eagles really injured, right? So certain teams that you never really see on the injury report, but the physical teams, you're always gonna see them on the injury report. And a reflection of your head coach. So I always look at Vrabel. Vrabel was a hard head. He was very physical, and that's how the team was. Now I look at the team now; it's more finesse. Calvin Ridley was running yesterday, and it scared me. It gave me PTSD because I said, man, when Treylon, when AJ and all them used to run like that, hamstrings.
Boom.
Hamstrings. I'm like, oh, snap. But I didn't hear any craziness come out of camp. I was like, okay, something is different now. Something is really different. So that's how I know we can stay healthy. We've changed our approach on not just on the football field, but in the front office, in the scouting, in the nutritional department. Everything has to change overall in order for you to stay healthy. That's in life too, right?
Facts.
You got something, you need to change it. So that's my thought.
Yep. For sure, man. For sure. So, well, all right, folks. Well, listen, we appreciate everybody being involved in the chat, man. Hey, we got those poll questions still out there as well, even after this show is done. Listen, we appreciate everybody watching the show, man. Bleacher Report in the building. We appreciate it as well, too, man. Listen, if you have not followed us on Bleacher Report, do that today. Follow me at Lorenzo_the Hawk. You can follow Jacques at Jacques Merrill. The information is on the video itself. You can also follow us on YouTube at Tennessee Titans Weekly. We're on Twitter at Titans Weekly 24/7 and on Instagram at Tennessee Titans Weekly. We're in those internet streets, y'all.
Yes, sir. And I say, Blackwell, before we leave, brother, save that question for the next show because I do want to answer that question. We strap for time. Y'all know how they do. But again, we appreciate Bleacher Report for giving us this opportunity. We thank y'all for participating, without y'all we wouldn't be here, right? So great questions, great opinions, man. Tighten up. Let's get to the next show and the off season healthy. And hey, Hawk, take us out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, hey, we hope you all have a blessed day, blessed rest of your week. And as we always say, and as we always do, facts.
No paper.